the Catholic Church,
right?
Or the circle.
Holistic.
So
cat.
the Pope is in the circle and Big Mama is in the square.
Go ahead.
That means you face to face with the adversary and you watching his kingdom crumble as he handed it back to Big Mama.
Right.
Right. So he had to traverse the land with one drop of blood, arise through the ranks as the chosen son, the stone the builders rejected, rise through the ranks.
Go ahead.
So when Leo takes office, that means that he has a duty as with one drop of blood to give the kingdom back to its rightful heir, Big Mama.
Right.
And they telling us in the signs and the symbols everything that's transpiring.
Respect.
Right.
Totally.
But they not telling us they beating around the bush. Right. Because only the ones that can read the signs can understand the time.
That's right.
Right? What did Bob Marley say about the time in the redemption song?
It says, excess moving of the people.
Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? Because all I ever had, redemption song. Right?
Emancipate yourself. Go ahead.
It's the sign of the times. Right?
Go ahead.
When he talked about disciples high on crack toting a machine gun.
Go ahead.
Right? So everybody was telling you to watch the time, say 2000, party over, oops, out of time. So we gonna party like it's 1999.
Go ahead.
Right? Now we 25 years removed, but we still can feel the groove.
Go ahead.
Because the message was in the music, and the music told the story, and the story that was being told was out of the blues.
Right.
That's the Delta blues, the Mississippi Delta blues.
Right.
When you go down to the crossroad to sell your soul, and the devil went down to Georgia looking to steal one. But he ran into Johnny, and Johnny was a heart-playing son of a gun. Right?
Go ahead.
And so everything that they telling us is already coded. Now it's being decoded in front of our face.
Right.
They stole Big Mama's seat, and they sent her baby boy to get it back. So in the Papal Church, the one drop of blood doctrine had to be proof in the pudding.
Go ahead.
Right? For you to be able to wear the other skin and still conquer and take over.
Yeah.
I don't even like them popes, but this might be my favorite one by far. Because he's telling the whole Truman story just by being who he is.
Wow. Wow. Chicago flip, Sanky Onion, Chicago, man. It's a lot with Chicago. Meanwhile, I got another question for you, Rod. Okay, so we've been getting a lot of action here lately in Ohio.
Hold on, Elder, I'm having some technical difficulties. I can hear you good.
All right. Now, my next question for you, and because this ties all in together. Meanwhile, while we getting the Big Mama time coming back in, we're dealing with a lot of stuff in Ohio. It's one brother, you probably been hearing the news about the one brother that ran over the police that shot his son in the back. What do you see on that? Do you see that the brother is justified for hitting a cop that wasn't even the cop that shot his son in the back? Is it just all around get back? Because people are saying that all cops are bad cops. And
listen, all cops not bad cops. They just on the wrong side. The police don't supposed to be here, first of all. They're occupying military force chartered out of London, England. So that's the first problem. They over here under hostile circumstances, and they want us to lay down and take it. I'm sorry, you got the wrong generation with the wrong elders rising to power and the wrong youth being born. We no longer laying down and taking it. Everybody has to do whatever they feel in their heart that they justified in doing to balance the scales of justice. And I'm not going to say nothing negative about that, man, because if it had been my son, the only difference is I'd have waited till I found out exact police, and
Right.
I'd have took out his kids first, so he could feel the suffering right before I take him out.
Go ahead. See, you think a little bit like I think.
Look,
See, I
I
wouldn't
ain't
have
the
got
only
my
one.
stuff.
Look, one of the elders was on one of them podcasts, and they asked him if the police killed one of his kids, what would you do? He said, I would get my affairs in order, and I would go and I would kill everybody in his family till he feel it before I kill him. So I ain't the only one feel that way. This ain't your Martin Luther King, we shall overcome generation. I'm sorry to tell you, this ain't the turn the other cheek generation. You got a whole new cast of characters, and I can't tell them, and you can't tell them either. Don't defend their family.
Right. Go ahead. I feel you
You
on that.
can't.
That's real talk.
You can't tell us that no more. The contract is up. We can act a fool now. This is what they don't understand. But before we act a fool, we need some strategy about it, because they ain't gonna lay down and just let. The only way we can do it without causing a bunch of chaos is the way that Donald J doing it, systematically taking it down from the top to the bottom. Because the ones at the bottom is mindless drones, angry sheep, right? And when you piss off an angry sheep, you might as well you done pissed off a wolf in sheep's clothing. He don't even know he a wolf dressed up like a sheep.
Right.
Them little low-ranking individuals, the new converts they send out to get other converts, and they ask the same questions they ask to get converted, to make it easier for the new convert to be converted. I'm not asking the same question, and I'm not making the same statements.
Right.
Right? For him to do what he did, he felt justified in his heart. And if he felt justified, he's prepared to do the time.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I thought about that afterwards. Like that brother, he was smiling. That I thought about it, because some people, when they do things, they regret it and they're sitting in the cell like, dang, I should have did that. But I don't think he feel like that. I think he feel like,
if you in prison for something that you know you earned your right to be there, you don't feel the same pain as a motherfucker that feels innocent. Right? Because the police be setting people up, and people be believing because the police set you up, you had to be guilty. Right? Because he arrested you, you had to be guilty. They don't know that they the enemies to carry out the war rant. Right? They just put all the words together to confuse us with legalese and call it a warrant.
War rant.
It's the declaration of war that they declare against one individual.
Go ahead.
That's so that they don't have to fight us all. It's easier to beat us one at a time. But as soon as we realize what's taking place on the land, and that we in the process of reclaiming our birthright, they not going to have that opportunity, because all of the ones that's in the force that didn't know they was being used by the enemy go quit on their own. They haven't realized it yet. Right? And the ones who feel like they justified as the police, they the goddamn law, they gonna stay on the force because they're sociopaths, and they gonna be food for the tribes. Because they legal standing will be revoked. They come with that bullshit, they gonna get what they got coming. But
I tell you what,
the smartest thing for us to do is join forces with each other, watch Trump tear this son down, and be ready when Big Mama call us all for the big old family reunion and have Mardi Gras from coast to coast. That's the smartest thing for us to do. But if they do something to your family and you feel justified, like you can handle whatever the consequences is, handle your business.
Yeah, I'm with it. That ain't no bad idea.
You're not getting away with doing something to my family. I'm sorry, it might look like you got away. And I'm long suffering, so I could wait a long time to get even.
Yeah, I'll sit on it for a while, brother. I'm telling you. Then all of a sudden, when you least expect it,
watch the quiet before the storm. That's all I can tell you.
Right. Now, shout out to the people, because that brother, he's probably gonna be living good up in there, because his books is maxed out. Like they just started him so much money, you can't even. They won't even allow nobody to send him no more money. So he got enough money for sure. He gonna be good. You
Yeah.
got stove, man. You the man up in there. You know what I'm
Listen.
saying?
And then on top of that, man, the dude is a national hero for the tribes, and we don't even know it.
Go ahead.
He a national hero for the tribes, right? And the police don't. But this is the part that's the saddest of it all. Is the police don't know that they not supposed to be here, and the sheriffs don't know that the police is treading on their jurisdiction and they hostile forces.
Right.
So if the sheriff understood who the police was, he would arrest from the chief on down to the beat cop.
Right. Damn
And
sure
he would take over a police station with the sheriff's department, right? Because he have the jurisdictional authority in the county granted by the people in that county.
Right.
They don't have the jurisdiction. Nobody elected them in the community. That's unconstitutional. You're not supposed to give that power to nobody without doing it with a public election by the will of the collective. The people in the town got to determine who their chief is of their law enforcement division. This is why sheriffs are elected officials, and they are the elected officials that's supposed to make sure that other people don't impersonate the law under United States Code 1984. 24 U.S.C. 1984 under the color of law. They dressed up under the color of law, right? And this is because of the War Powers Act that's never been revoked. We've been in a perpetual state of war ever since they had a constitution.
Right.
First, George Washington was under the Emergency War Powers Act, right? And then Lincoln doubled down and declared the national emergency under the Emergency War Powers Act. This is why the president is the head of the country, the highest military official, and he has to be elected by the people, and he got to be born on the land.
Right.
Right. And when the corporation put Obama in there, they breached the contract and ended the sovereign responsibilities given to the corporation under the contract called the Constitution. They not our government. They frauds. But it's not enough of us aware of it for it to change, but we becoming aware.
Right.
And the more we becoming aware, it becomes visible by the algorithm change in social media. The algorithm change in how the people move on the land. When they talking about put your boots on the ground where your fans at is an anthem, right? Because your boots on the ground means soldier ready. The fans, when they ask where the fans at, we know them shit kickers got to kick the shit somewhere.
Right.
Right? And that's what they call the boots. The shit kickers. So the shit kickers kicking the shit into the fan.
Right.
All of it is telling us the story of the tribes movement without overtly stating, because they did for so long, they talked in our face, behind our back, using signs and symbols.
Right.
We talk in their face, behind their back, using song and dance.
Go ahead.
The only reason why the signs and symbols was prevailed was because of the stupor of the contract from the blood magic. Now that the contract has been exposed, we are waking up en masse, as they say. And you can tell by how the youth is bombarding the internet with facts.
Right.
This is what they showing you, where they wrote about the truth before they start telling us the lie. They pulling out the old books of the ones that was there, telling the story firsthand versus the ones that's telling it in the aftermath, whitewashing the history.
Right.
So once we got the babies on the right trail, there's too many of them with too many eyes on the problem and the solution. We don't got to tear nothing up, but it don't mean that some of us won't need to tear something up. It ain't necessary for us to go into all-out warfare, because we got more allies than we possibly could imagine. We just didn't know they was allies because they hadn't talked to the right people yet. Because a lot of people was thinking that we was the problem against each other, and all of the time it was a third party hiding behind each of us throwing rocks at each other in the name of name calling, colorful epithets, right? And it created monsters called Karens, right? And angry black women. Listen, I feel about the angry black women the same way Malcolm felt about an angry black man. He said, and Malcolm say, if you're not an angry black man in America, you are not a sane black man in America. Because only can you be, you cannot be a sane man in America and not be angry. So the only way you cannot be angry, you have to be the lost your damn mind. So if the women is angry, yeah, because when Big Mama got took off her throne, that usurped their birthright, they supposed to be mad about it. Right. The problem is they didn't know who to be mad at, so they was just mad at everybody. And that goes back to one of the rules to the game, DTAA. Don't trust anybody, right? Make them prove themselves first. So the angry black woman is actually a shield to make you prove yourself before you can get to them soft innards.
Go ahead.
It's just like the shell on the armadillo. As long as he balled up, you can't get in there. But if he comfortable, he'll stretch out and let you rub his belly.
Right.
She's not gonna let you get to the soft, sweet, loving woman until you get past the raging, angry black woman that want her shit back, because you got to be either bringing her shit back or telling her how to get it.
That's damn so right, bro.
Right. So when she realized that you either bringing it back or telling her how to get it, then she started being softer, kinder, sweeter.
Yeah.
Right? What was that? Who sang that song? I'll Be Sweeter. It wasn't Phyllis Hyman. Yes, it was. I think it was Phyllis Hyman. Say I'll be sweeter next time. Yeah. Because the whole thing is, ain't nobody happy when they birthright is taken from them. Even if it's not consciously aware to them, somebody stole their birthright.
I need a fucking something.
You can tell by how I feel that something ain't right. And you might have a clue. You might know you're supposed to be somebody with importance. You might know that you're supposed to be rich, but where's your wealth? You know all of this stuff. And when you're looking around and you seeing other people living high on the hog and you struggling day to day, that's going to piss you off. It's going to make you angry. But the problem is, as Tupac said when he unleashed thug life on the world, when you get done being angry, what you going to do next? Because angry energy will make you crash out. But wise energy know that if he can calm the rage energy long enough to direct it in the right place, that shit laser focus.
Hey, bro, I got a couple more questions for you. I know you say you got an hour. Hey, man, so real quick, I'm speaking on Big Mama's babies, Marcus Garvey, Gorilla Clan. What was his aim on working with, from your perspective, what was his aim on working with Walter Plecker in the Back to African campaign? What's your take on that?
Walter Plecker was to create an antithesis to skin color in order to create a magnet of people. This is what eugenics was. Eugenics is written by Enki. It's the purification of the blood and the restoration of the corrupted blood by giving it one drop of the purified blood. But in order to make people want the purified blood in the contaminated blood to mix, you got to tell them they can't be together. It's something wrong with the people that don't look like you, right? And the only way you can get a God to do something is to tell him he can't do it.
Hey,
And he gonna do it just to defy what you said he can't.
That's facts,
Right?
bro.
So when you go back to J.A. Rogers' Sex and Race and Nature Knows No Color line, and then you just get to see the trickery being played. But not until you get to that nearly fuller United Independent Compensatory Code for breaking the chains of white supremacy will you actually have the tools to see beyond the veil. A veil of an illusion so elaborate that they conscripted all forms of government, entertainment, politics, religion, warfare in order to form a ring of lies around this one valuable truth. And that one valuable truth is one drop of blood will resurrect your ass from the dead. We in a crucible. You create the contention in order to relieve the tension. First got to come the hostilities, then the regret. The psychopathic racial personality that's the Iceman inheritance had to go through a catharsis. But it also had to go through a bloodline fusion. You remember Baba talking about tying into the van, right?
Right. And the Blessed the Records Rate book. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, if you tying into the van, that means that you're twigging. Twigging is the earliest term they had for cloning. Right? So we actively cloning a new people by putting two unalike people together to form the new people. Right? Once the new people is formed, it cleaned up the debauchery that was the old diluted people, but it also relieves the punishment from the righteous people for allowing them dirty motherfuckers to do it.
Go ahead.
So when Yakub was grafting his dove and left niggas in charge, this is why we've been thinking that the cracker was in charge. Because one of the things when you create a new people, everybody have a right to rule. Everybody got to have had a right to rule at an ascension time. We in an ascension time. We ascending into the age of Aquarius, into the age of knowing, into the age of spirituality. Genetics just tell you what the great debauchery was and what was the remedy. Once you know the remedy, then you apply the remedy in order to effectuate the solution. So the crucible, God's melding pot, where you blend the metals, the platinum group metals represent each of the groups of humans. Right? And from the platinum group metals, by mixing and melding, you form a new form of metal. Like iron and brass make bronze. Iron and copper make brass. Right? You got to mix it together. Iron and aluminum makes, I think, tin or something like that. By mixing the two metals, you make a new metal. And the new metal going to have its own number on the periodic table of elements because it's not neither of the original. So now we take that from the metals to understand the ABO grouping, right? The primary 7 blood types, right? And the master blood type is the O blood. O blood is omega blood. Omega blood is original blood. So when you studying in the comics and it's telling you about an omega level mutant that have world destroying powers, it's always talking about the divine Shakti energy, Kali Ma, mother time, mother space. It's all talking about the creative potentiality of the divine feminine in which we extract the divine masculine. And we use the divine feminine to teach the divine masculine how to be truly divine. Right? And once he's truly divine, he's a master in divination. And as a master of divination, now he can read the oracles. And we know that the oracles is from Delphi. And Delphi is Delta. And Delta is the Delta Blues. And the Delta Blues come from Mississippi. So they telling you the story all over the world at the same time without telling you the story. You on mute, Elder?
They didn't get that. That is my next question for you. Now I noticed it's still some brothers over. I don't know if they ages or what, but they still promoting the Back to Africa campaign. I know we went over this 1,000 times, but but these brothers never been to Africa. Marcus Garvey never been to Africa. They promoting what's up with this, man? Why they study hitting us over the head with this back? Y'all need to go on back to Africa. We never been to Africa. Why we got to go back somewhere we never been?
They got Garveyism and the Back to Africa movement wrong. Garvey's intent wasn't to take us all back to Africa. It's in his writings. But he said all eyes on Africa because Africa is going to show you when the rise come. We seeing it now. Right? And then the African rise is coinciding with the tribes from over here because we cousins.
That's right.
Them are cousins over there, and over here we supposed to be brothers. Right. So when we looking at them doing what they doing, we just have a different strategic move because of the contracts we was under. We gotta move different. If we move like Ibrahim Traore, they locking our ass up and murdering us.
Go ahead.
They not gonna never let us get that big openly where we can take charge of the military like that. So what we got to do is rally the ones of us in the street that know who we are to wake their fellow man up to who we are. Our consciousness and awareness is the keys to our liberation.
Say it again, Rob. Say it again.
The knowledge itself is the knowledge required for you to secure your birthright. It's not tied to paperwork. Paperwork is a tool of combat between fraudsters. Whoever can use the rules of the fraud most successfully win the battle, but they don't win the war. When you go against the paper system, you have to use the verbal system. And this ties back to the ancient doctrine of speaking the thing into existence. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Don't prepare what you were going to say. Let the Holy Soul speak through you. The Holy Mother will guide you as to what need to be said at the right time to affect the right people in the right place. And before you know it, it's going to show up on a Super Bowl show telling you they not like us.
Go ahead.
Right? Which is going to show up in the algorithm response of feverish proportion across color spectrum in order to show where Big Mama reach at. She can reach us wherever we at as long as we got a drop of blood.
Go ahead.
The ones that don't got a drop of blood, they just turning off. They telling them they dying from strokes and heart attacks, blood clots, cancer, and all. No, they being systematically shut down. And then some with the blood of the wicked is being tortured for it. So they laying in stasis for 6 months to a couple of years, and they call it a comatose state. You ain't allowed to die till you suffered enough for the suffering you cause.
Dang, yes, boy, that's good right there.
I told you, ain't nobody escaping without paying for their dirt, and I done seen it firsthand.
Hey, speaking of that, you said that, bro, in Virginia, a brother. I want you what you think about this. It was a brother at his house, minding his own business, sleep 3 o'clock in the morning. 2 white guys said that they were doing some kind of TikTok prank and was trying to break in his house. They said it was a prank, but the brother ended up killing one of the white boys and shooting the other white boy. But now they holding that brother for murder, right? So what do you think on that? You think that he should? Because it was like a home invasion. The brother was defending his home. So but it goes either way. Go ahead.
Look, they was pulling the prank, right?
Yeah.
The joke on them. Because in every state, when somebody is breaching your barriers without your consent and without a warrant, and you defend your property, you supposed to walk.
Right, that's what I said. Why they sicking this brother with all these charges if they try to break in his house 3 o'clock in the morning? You wanted to plank 3 o'clock in the morning? Come on, man.
Look, the cover story is never the true story.
That's right.
The cover story is the sensationalism to villainize the people that you are hostile towards.
Go
The
ahead.
cover story is to steer mass opinion so that they gonna see if they can justify the dirt they finna try to do.
Right.
But if we don't fall for the cover story, then they normally rectify it by saying we was just playing. We ain't gonna charge them money. Right. But if we fall for the cover story, they can tell by the algorithm, by the response of the people. If they got enough people agreeing with them, they justify it in their dirt.
Right.
They can't do it if we don't agree.
That's right.
We gotta have enough of us agree. We have to consent to being done dirty, and our people being done dirty. We have to continuously consent to their propaganda. That's why propaganda warfare is so powerful.
Right. Right. That's what I was saying about that. Everybody said about that prank. It's a prank. Nah, man, you try to break in a man's house 3 o'clock in the morning.
How do you know it's a prank? That's part of the prank.
That's what I said.
He don't know it's a prank. Did he say he knew?
No, he didn't know it was a prank. He thinks some jokers trying to break in his house.
Right. So they doing the prank at 3 a.m. on the guy that they don't know. Let that sink in. So when you're talking about cover story, what's the guy? Do you know what the guy name is?
What's the guy name again? Rodney. No, that's Rodney. Is the guy that ran over the guy. The other guy they got in Virginia, his name is the TikTok guys. What's their name? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Yeah, like we just got this happened like a couple days ago. Yeah, they charging this brother with felony murder, like the list of charges, and they broke in his house to try to get him at 3 o'clock in the morning. Come on, man.
So if he do go to trial, this is where he's supposed.
Tyler's his name. Tyler.
Ain't that something? Tyler, the creator.
Yeah.
So look,
Tyler Butler. That's his name. Tyler Butler.
So if you go to trial, they have what's called jury nullification.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could come back with he was justified, and they might find him guilty of some lesser charges like carrying a unregistered firearm in the city limits or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it depends on what their gun laws are. Right? He can't be it can't be an accurate felony murder if somebody is breaching his house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. You got to have a right to defend yourself and your family. Anybody to tell you don't have a right to defend yourself and your family is your sworn enemy.
Right. That's
just the way it is. They telling you they enemy by telling you you can't defend your family. The right to bear arms is called an inalienable right. That means that they're not supposed to abridge